Have you ever pondered the appeal wrestling holds for millions globally? Is its magic merely for entertainment, or does it convey a deeper meaning? Wrestling, the term immediately conjures images of a ring, an audience, and two or more individuals, engaged in a power play of stamina, strategy, and spectacle. It's a phenomenon that outreaches borders, dissects cultural barriers, and amalgamates an astonishingly diverse group of enthusiasts. The intriguing question arises: why is so charismatic about wrestling that keeps us gripped, engaged, and evokes our emotions to cheer, jeer, and at times, stir us to tears? Let's delve a bit deeper. Wrestling, as one observes, is not just a sport. Over the passage of time, it has morphed into a form of storytelling, a dramatic narrative interlaced with power, ambition, rivalry, and redemption. It's a spectacle that marries athleticism with drama, crafting a unique blend that is as exhilarating as it is entrancing. This isn't merely about two individuals grappling in a ring, it's about the epic struggle of good versus evil, the underdog emerging triumphant against all odds, the hero's journey, and the villain's downfall. It's a narrative that resonates within us, stirring our primal instincts, our penchant for drama, our fascination with competition. Wrestling itself is diverse. With its myriad of styles and techniques, it mirrors the diversity of the world we live in. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that has evolved from a niche sport to a mainstream spectacle, gripping the hearts of millions worldwide. In this grand, ever-evolving world of wrestling, there's a new contender that has emerged to leave its indelible mark: All Elite Wrestling. The year was 2019. A new force was about to disrupt the wrestling world: All Elite Wrestling. In the wrestling industry, change doesn't come often or without a fight. But in 2019, a new player entered the ring, ready to shake things up. All Elite Wrestling, or AEW, was about to make its mark. The birth of AEW was not a solo effort. It was a joint venture between several key figures, each bringing their unique vision and expertise. Among the founders were Cody Rhodes, a second-generation wrestler with a passion for the sport, and the Young Bucks, a tag team known for their high-energy performances and innovative style. But the real game-changer was Tony Khan. An entrepreneur and wrestling fan, Khan was the financial backbone of the operation. With his support, All Elite Wrestling had the resources it needed to take on the big leagues. What set AEW apart from its competitors was not just its fresh approach to wrestling, but its commitment to diversity and inclusivity. The founders envisioned a wrestling company that reflected the world outside the ring, one where performers of all backgrounds and identities could shine. This was not just about wrestling, it was about changing the narrative, about rewriting the rules of the game. AEW's mission was to provide an alternative to mainstream wrestling. They aimed to bring back the raw, authentic feel of the sport, to take wrestling back to its roots. Their focus was not just on the spectacle, but on the athleticism and storytelling that make wrestling such a captivating art form. And so, with a clear vision and a passionate team, All Elite Wrestling was born. It was a bold move, a challenge to the status quo, a promise of something different, but it was also a risk. The wrestling world is a tough one, and only time would tell if AEW could hold its own against the industry giants. With a promising start, All Elite Wrestling was set to change the game. All Elite Wrestling didn't just enter the wrestling scene, they shook it. This statement may sound hyperbolic, but it's a testament to the seismic impact of AEW's arrival. Their journey wasn't just another corporate venture, it was an audacious bet on wrestling's power to captivate audiences and tell compelling stories. AEW's early successes were nothing short of spectacular. Their first event, Double or Nothing, sold out within minutes, a testament to their innovative approach and the fans' hunger for something fresh. This wasn't just wrestling. This was a revolution, a paradigm shift. They dared to take wrestling back to its roots, focusing on the raw, visceral thrill of the ring, while also pushing the envelope with their storytelling. Their unique approach was a breath of fresh air in a market dominated by the WWE. They didn't just recycle old ideas, they challenged the status quo, bringing in big names like Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley, while also nurturing new talent. It was this blend of experience and innovation that made AEW stand out. But perhaps their biggest success was in carving a niche for themselves. They didn't aim to overthrow WWE, instead, they offered an alternative, a different flavor for the discerning wrestling fan. Their rivalry with WWE was more about coexistence than conquest. AEW understood that wrestling fans are as diverse as the wrestlers themselves, and they catered to this diversity with a product that was both familiar and new. This approach paid off. AEW's fan base grew rapidly, and their shows consistently garnered high ratings. They weren't just another wrestling promotion, they were a phenomenon, a beacon of change in an industry often resistant to it. However, as it often happens, success isn't always a straight path. The rise of AEW was a thrilling roller coaster ride, filled with highs and lows, triumphs and setbacks. And like any good wrestling match, it was the struggle, the fight, the passion that made it so captivating. The highs were high, but the lows were just around the corner. All Elite Wrestling, once a beacon of hope in the wrestling world, soon found itself grappling with a slew of challenges and controversies that would lead to its downfall. The first blow came in the form of financial issues. In the cutthroat world of wrestling entertainment, cash is king, and AEW was no exception. The company had been burning through money at an alarming rate to keep up with its larger competitors, but it quickly became clear that this strategy was unsustainable. The financial strain began to show as the company struggled to pay talent and produce high-quality shows. Then came the talent departures. AEW had built its reputation on the strength of its roster, boasting an impressive array of wrestling stars. However, the financial issues, coupled with creative differences, led to an exodus of talent. The loss of these key figures left a gaping hole in the heart of AEW, and fans began to drift away. The final nail in the coffin was the criticism over their handling of certain storylines and characters. What had once been seen as a fresh and innovative approach to wrestling storytelling quickly became a source of controversy. Critics argued that AEW had lost its way, prioritizing shock value over coherent storylines and well-developed characters. This criticism, coupled with the other challenges, led to a significant decline in AEW's popularity and influence. In the end, the fall of All Elite Wrestling was a stark reminder of the ruthless competition and relentless challenges that define the wrestling world. It's a world where only the strongest survive, where one misstep can lead to downfall, and where the fight for supremacy is unending. AEW may have fallen, but its story serves as a cautionary tale for all who dare to step into the wrestling ring. The fall of AEW serves as a reminder of the ruthless competition and relentless challenges in the wrestling world. Even in its decline, All Elite Wrestling left an undeniable mark on the wrestling industry. With its unique blend of storytelling, athleticism and drama, AEW dared to challenge the status quo, taking on the titan of the industry, WWE. But it was more than just a David versus Goliath story. AEW's legacy lies in its audacious ambition, its dedicated fan base, and its commitment to inclusivity and diversity in a sport often criticized for its lack thereof. AEW's impact can be seen in the way it shook up the wrestling landscape. It wasn't just another promotion trying to make a quick buck. No, AEW strived to be different. It aimed to elevate the art form of wrestling, and in many ways, it succeeded. Its innovative approach to storytelling, its willingness to take risks, and its emphasis on the athleticism of its performers pushed the boundaries of what wrestling could be. The promotion's commitment to inclusivity and diversity was another significant part of its legacy. AEW opened its doors to performers of all backgrounds, genders, and orientations, breaking down barriers and challenging stereotypes. This wasn't just about representation, it was about giving talented individuals a platform to shine, regardless of who they were or where they came from. AEW's influence can also be traced to its fan base. The promotion's enthusiastic and passionate fans were a testament to its appeal. They were drawn not just to the high-flying action and compelling storylines, but also to the sense of community that AEW fostered. Even as the promotion faced its challenges, its fans remained loyal, their fervor a testament to the impact AEW had made. In the end, AEW's story is one of bold ambition, of daring to dream big and challenge the status quo. Its legacy is not defined by its decline, but by the mark it left on the industry, the performers it championed, and the fans it inspired. All Elite Wrestling may have had its ups and downs, but its impact on the wrestling world is a story worth telling.